Hello and welcome to the podcast, and I'm Risa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. Jesus fucking Christ.
As
a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes. I say after I use strong language.
Just to fucking warn you guys, we're gonna be using some strong language. If you can't handle that, then you can head on over to hers or Tammy Tucky's podcast Unlocked, where she talks to people about things.
And stuff. And I bet she never has to take 2 stabs at her intro.
She might. I mean, I don't know.
That's fair. We don't know.
We don't know her editing process.
Okay, so what are we talking about tonight, sister? And it's not our fabulous costumes of being a witch and Melted Joan Cusack.
Melted Joan Cusack is a witch?
Comma. There was a comma before that and.
She did not perform that comma.
Shh. What are we talking about tonight, sister?
Tonight, we're gonna be talking about them good locations.
Yeah. Tonight, we shall...
Good locations.
See, my brain, because I said tonight, my brain went, tonight, I'm gonna have myself a
we're just
real good time.
We're in real singy moods, which is really a shame, because when we record the podcast, we're doing it on Skype, and so there's a delay, and we can't actually sing at the same time. And we could, try to do it, and then, edit it together after, but, that doesn't give us the satisfaction, and we, try to meld to each other, and it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. But we're going to do a bracket for the best location. We took what we think of... fair enough, what we think of as the best location in a game, and then we're going to pit all of those up against each other, and see what location is the best, scientifically.
Scientifically the best.
Scientifically the best.
We would like to remind everybody that the Krolmeister method is the only scientific method of, determining the best things of Nancy Drew.
Yeah, exactly.
This is only applicable to Nancy Drew. You can't use this for,
no
dairy products or anything like that. It's just Nancy Drew.
Okay, so I made some executive decisions on some of these, I
sorry.
apologize, but that's just where we're at.
Okay.
So if you disagree about a location,
maybe we did too.
Very possible. So, our qualifier round is the tomb in Tomb of the Lost Queen versus the carousel in the Haunted Carousel.
A lot of these are just the location of this game.
Yes.
Well, that is a little bit tough because I do love the carousel. Gives me really good feels. I'm gonna have to go with that tomb. That just amazing tomb. The whole
entire
tomb.
The entire, if you are out of the sand, you are in the tomb.
Yes.
Okay,
out of the sandbox, into the tomb.
Exactly. Okay, so that now goes to the next round. This is our first round. Woo! So we have Tomb from Tomb of the Lost Queen versus the glass-blowing workshop in Captive Curse. I'm just gonna say the Tomb. Yeah. It's just, for me, I had such a hard time trying to figure out, how to get into the glass workshop and everything. Mm-hmm. Oh, I just trailed off and came back in a different sentence. I'll try that again. It took me a while to figure out which location in Captive's Curse to use. Because it's all just, none of the locations are, super interesting. Right. It's a pretty game, but it's just...
It honestly is. It's a very pretty game, but there's nothing about it that is particularly striking. You know, there's no part of it that's, oh, this is my favorite thing in all of a Nancy Drew game.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have to go with the tomb because there's
gotta love a good tomb
feel. I don't have space.
Maybe tonight should be the night we become a Mandalorian podcast.
No. Okay. Tomb. Okay. So, the path by the carriage house in Secret of the Old Clock. So the path between the Lilac Inn and Topham's.
My favorite path. Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. Versus the Prairie Dog Colony area from Trail of the Twister. I think by the carriage house.
Yeah, that path is something else.
It's just so pretty.
It really is. Yeah.
So, the entire ship in Sea of Darkness versus Sangre Beach in Ransom of the Seven Ships. Ooh, I chose Sangre Beach because it's pretty.
It is pretty.
I just don't like that game, but it's pretty. It is. Beach looks really pretty.
I guess the ship.
Yeah.
It is visually very pretty. Like, oop. I just, if it was up against, never mind.
I'm just saying that Sea of Darkness has, like, the same kind of, we're at a beach, basically. Not really, I know, but we're at, like, water. Yeah. And at least it has all the nice noises. Ransom of the Seven Ships doesn't have all the ocean noises. So it's just not as good of a location. Okay. So the Speakeasy in Ghost Dogs
aren't there fucking ocean noises? What is wrong with that game?
Because they needed to put that vacuum? They needed to be able to put in that bop of a song and have you listen to that.
You ain't wrong, but I feel like the waves could have been helpful.
No, I agree. So the Speakeasy in Ghost Dogs of Moonlake versus the museum in Labyrinth of Lies. I chose the museum because I hate the stage area so much.
It's illogical. It is a death trap. It's insanity.
It is violating so many OSHA regulations, but it's Greece, so it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna, and also, you know, the museum's not terrible. It's a museum. But I'm going for the Speakeasy.
Yeah.
Because I love me a Speakeasy. And it's got
pretty
puppies on the walls. Like, what?
Yeah.
Puppies.
Yeah, it's true. It's just gorgeous, the entire location in Ghost of Moonlake. It's great.
It's something else.
So, the attic in Message in a Haunted Mansion versus Nancy's house in Alibi and Ashes.
Oh, we went with Nancy's house, huh?
I did, because Sarah Palin isn't in Nancy's house, so it makes it a better location.
What?
Scoop! Sarah Palin is there.
Oh. Right. I would have said Alexi's shop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It gives me anxiety.
That makes sense.
So, the attic or Nancy's house? I will say Nancy's house.
Oh, really? Because I would say the attic. Like, you can't actually do much there, but it feels like you should be able to. And so you're, like, still constantly looking around for something you missed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think Nancy's house is so open and bright. You know? It's lovely.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
But there's no evidence of there being a dog there. I'm just gonna point this out.
Fair enough. Okay, but I'm going to say her house.
What do you say, Antioch? I say we let him
go. So the waterfall in the Shattered Medallion versus the library in Warnings at Waverly Academy.
Well, you know, there's no weird 40-year-old teenager in the waterfall in Shattered Medallion. I'm just gonna say that's a plus.
However, if I'm talking about, like, it being super atmospheric, though, that library.
When it's at night, yeah.
It's like the sound design just makes it such a fantastic place. I don't think the sound design's that great in Shattered Medallion. I mean, it's very pretty.
There's so much sheep.
You can't see any sheep. There are no sheep there.
There's so much sheep. You hear the sheep.
You hear the sheep.
You know they're there.
I guess.
No, we can,
The library.
We could go to the library. I like books.
Books. Books.
I like books.
So, Danger by Design, Minette's studio, so like inside the Moulin, and then versus the garden in Legend of the Crystal Skull.
Well, the garden.
Yeah.
I don't face possibility of a brutal attack in the garden.
Speaking of brutal attacks in a location, the Bog Hut in Haunting of Castle Malloy. She is assaulted there.
She is, yeah.
Versus the conservatory in Curse of Blackmore Manor.
Where she can also be assaulted if she gets too close to
the plant. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's hard for me, actually.
That is pretty hard.
I love both of those places.
Yeah, especially since you know that there's, like, definitely stuff that you haven't seen in the conservatory. Like, we already have access to some hidden passages. You know there's more. There's a whole other part of the family that's not the crazy alchemist part. Maybe they're crazy in different ways.
Yeah.
But I am gonna go. What was
Bog Hut versus
Bog Hut? Thank you. I am gonna go Bog Hut because obviously.
Yes. Okay. Loch Lomond, so like the training center area in Silent Spy.
Yes.
Versus the lab in Deadly Device.
Ooh. Well, I'll be honest. The lab in Deadly Device doesn't feel like I'm trapped in a set.
Yeah, and also we're not just, like, reminded of our dead mother everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was the lab. Hey. So, the Secret Garden in Treasure Royal Tower versus the theater in the final scene. Just the entire theater. It's just good. Oh my god, another garden area. So the garden area in the museum in Secret of Scarlet Hand versus the lodge in White Wolf of Icicle Creek. White Wolf of Icicle Creek, I'm not like, I don't dig the, like, vibes.
Yeah.
There's nothing there that I'm like, oh, that looks so cozy. I want to go there.
Right.
Mostly, I just... Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So the garden area in the museum?
Yeah, I like that. Plus, you know, I get some good music there, and there's like
all the sound effects
sound
are
design.
great.
Yeah,
except
so
that time that you played it and Twitch muted us for the sound effects. 6 minutes of that VOD got completely muted because of the sound effects in the garden. So I can't even appeal it because the sound is there. Hate that shit.
Yeah.
But yes, the garden area. Okay, so the train, the eponymous train, from Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon versus the prop room in Stay Tuned for Danger. Oof.
Oof. Oof. Ouch.
A prop room versus a train.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm going to
prop room in a train.
I'm just thinking train. It's just
I'm thinking prop room. I love that organized chaos.
I can actually, like, with the prop room, I walk around in there, go around through there, and I can smell it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go for the prop room.
You can, like, feel your eyes starting to tear up because of the dust.
Yeah. I just need everyone to vouch for me, to my husband, if I'm like, I didn't vote for the train, but it wasn't my fault. So let's just make sure I don't need to get divorced. Okay.
Why they get divorced? She didn't back the trains.
I didn't back trains.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Ka in Phantom of Menace versus the library in Secrets Can Kill. God, both of those games are just terrible for locations.
I hate both of those places.
Yeah, but where are good places in any of these games? I honestly just dislike the vibes of both of those games, so I'm just like...
Sorry.
So, I'd say the library? Because at least it doesn't have Colin there.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay. The ruins in Ghost of Thornton Hall versus the entire Ryokan in Shadow Water's Edge.
No!
I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go with the Ryokan.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I love pretty much everywhere in Ghost of Thornton Hall. It has some fantastic, like, atmospheric stuff going on, but I just think that Ryokan is just nicer.
It is.
Okay. Hot Kettle Cafe in Danger on Deception Island versus Dry Creek, Shadow at Water's Edge. I mean, Secret of Shadow Ranch. I just moved
somewhere. Shadows are involved in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly. The Hot Kettle Cafe versus Dry Creek.
That's real tough.
I want everyone to also understand that the Lighthouse was second. But Hot Kettle Cafe just went right over it because they give us food.
I do love that.
But Dry Creek is so good.
It is so good. I love it. I love me a ghost town, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay.
That's so good, you guys. You don't even know.
We have the, like, jungle research area in Creature of Kapu Cave versus the cemetery in Midnight in Salem.
Oh, well, okay. In theory, there's a good chance that the cemetery would win out, but
in practice. Wow. Creature of Kapu Cave never thought it would see an advancement to a second round of something that's not measuring how bad things are.
This is Kapu Cave's first.
Aww. Okay. So that's round 1. Let's do round 2. So, the Tomb versus the Path by the Carriage House. Secret of the Old Clock. I'm just putting Shadow in everything
Shadow of the
now.
Old Clock, you know? I could dig that as a title, though. The Shadow of the Old Clock.
Honestly, I would say the Carriage House area, the path there, is better.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so the ship in Sea of Darkness versus the Speakeasy in Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. I'd gotta say the Speakeasy.
Yeah. It just is.
It's just great.
It's great. You have no idea how much we just wanted to go to speakeasies.
It's just...
It's one of those weird things for us. It's a secret room, you guys.
Yeah,
it's from a time when people would shut themselves away in a room and get obnoxiously drunk.
Okay, so Nancy's house versus the library at Waverly Academy.
I mean, the library at Waverly Academy because A, there's books, B, there's a nice fall atmosphere, and C, there is not an abundance of evidence that there has never been a dog in this place ever. It's a conspiracy. The Togo conspiracy, guys. Togo?
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
Okay, so, the garden in Legend of the Crystal Skull versus the bog hut, Haunting of Castle Malloy.
Wait, I'm sorry. One more time?
The garden in Crystal Skull versus the bog hut in Haunting of Castle Malloy.
Ooh. See, those tickle very different parts of my brain. I like the gothic feel of the garden.
Yeah.
But I also really like the, wet, earthy feel of the bog hut. What do you think?
Bog hut. I'm in a bog.
I'm in a bog, goddammit.
And I'm in a hut. That's just two of the best things you could be in. I like bogs, you know?
Yeah. Surrounded by drying herbs.
Yeah. Very hard to dry herbs in a bog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever tried?
So the lab and deadly device versus the Royal Palladium. Final scene. I think Royal Palladium,
yeah, I mean, again, we go to the secret tunnel shit.
Secret tunnel! Oof. Next one's hard for me.
Yeah.
Garden in Secret of the Scarlet Hand versus the prop room. Stay tuned for danger. They're both so good.
They are. I like the prop room. It's the prop room for me.
Okay.
Because you know what my reasoning just ends up being? The prop room probably isn't... the prop room's filled with junk, not historical items which have been stolen from their country of origin.
Very true.
Just saying.
Okay, so the library in Secrets Can Kill versus the ryokan.
The ryokan. I mean, I like being there. I don't like being there.
So, Dry Creek versus the jungle research area. I'm gonna say Dry Creek.
Yeah, now I want it to be known, though. I do love the atmosphere in the research area. So, if it hadn't been Dry Creek, that might have gotten a pass.
Yeah. That is that round 2. Let's go to round 3.
Oh, she's getting into character.
The path behind the carriage house versus the speakeasy.
Oh. This is where it gets hard, you guys.
I want to say speakeasy. The path is beautiful, but it's a speakeasy.
Yeah. It's a speakeasy. It's got the mystique going on.
Oof. The library in Waverly Academy versus the bog hut. I gotta say Bog Hut.
Bog Hut. Yeah,
I just gotta say,
because like I do love the library, but there's a leg up. It's just so good.
Yeah,
I am a bog witch. God damn it.
Final scene versus prop room. So Royal Palladium or prop room. There's probably a prop room in the Royal Palladium.
Probably, but we never find it, do we? It's probably filled with film and old popcorn instead of props of film and popcorn.
Are you feeling that strongly about the prop room then?
I think I am, because I love prop rooms, you guys.
Yeah? Oh no.
I used to make out in the prop room.
Okay, the Ryokan versus Dry Creek.
The Ryokan.
Yeah.
I am honestly distressed to be saying this just because I don't want to not choose Dry Creek, but it is just inherently better. It's just a beautiful place, and yeah. And
I think what really helps, I mean, they're both spooky, but what really helps the Ryokan for me is the sound design. Honestly. Yeah. It has the water bubbling, it has the deer scarer and everything like that. Whereas Dry Creek has, like, some good stuff, but it's very cartoony.
Yeah.
In the way it is.
See, I do love the... It's just westerny. It's nice. Yeah. It's spaghetti. So, like, I do love it. But Ryokan, obviously, all the way.
Okay, Speakeasy versus Bog Hut. We're really getting down here
to,
like, this is where we start making the really hard decisions.
Choose which child you want to live.
I mean, the next one's not any better. We're on the semifinals now. So, Bog Hut versus Speakeasy. I'm gonna let you decide this one, because I want them both equally as much as the other.
I'm actually gonna go Bog Hut.
Bog Hut?
Because, I don't know, there's something about... I think
Wouldn't
it's because
it be you really got, like, funny?
What?
If the Bog Hut wins, because Haunting of Castle Malloy got, for, like, the worst locations, the locations with the worst vibes, Haunting of Castle Malloy won with that library, so wouldn't it be really funny if it also won this one? That would be hilarious. Okay, but, the prop room versus the Ryokan. I say the Ryokan.
Yeah, I guess. So long, prop room.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
There's fish in the prop room?
Hopefully not.
What?
So, the Ryokan versus the Bog Hut.
Oh. Well... Actually, I am going to go with the Bog Hut, because, like, honestly, I could just be there all day. I love that place.
Haunting of Castle Malloy has both the best location and the location with the worst vibes.
Congratulations, Haunting of Castle Malloy. You did it. You are both the best and the worst.
Fantastic. So that's what we have scientifically proven to be the best location in a Nancy Drew game. So, if you guys would like to do this bracket, I will include the blank version in the notes, like I generally do.
As I am oft to do.
Yeah, if you think we're wrong, then you're wrong, because we're right. Science! If you would like to tell us who won yours, you can contact us at our email address, krolmeistersisters@gmail.com, or on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, or our fancy website, krolmeistersisters.knifefightclub.com.
You can also find us on Apple Podcast, Google's Podcast, and Spotify. And in those places, you can tell us why we're right that Haunting of Castle Malloy is both good and bad.
Yeah. You can subscribe to us on Twitch to get access to our cute little wine glass emote, our Scopa emote, or at tier 2, our peace out emote. I just was gonna just say peace.
Peace
out. Or Podcast Night VODs. Or if you would like to support us over on patreon.com/Krolmeister Sisters, you can get access to, oh my gosh.
You can get access to Podcast Night VODs and
yeah. Stream cat pictures,
and you can, like, is that the one where you can,
yeah, tell us what to do.
Tell us what to do, yeah, see?
Thank you for rescuing me there.
I'm jumping in here.
As a reminder, I'm Risa.
I'm Ariana to the rescue.
And we're the Krolmeister Sisters, and we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy.